Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special episode of Rink-Side with Hits and Clips. Well, last week there was some news that was released within the OJHL, the Ontario Junior Hockey League, and it was regarding the Toronto Junior Canadiens relocating to Newmarket, Ontario. I'm going to post a link below regarding an article that was posted on newmarkettoday.ca, and it was published on January 9th of this year, and it was regarding the OJHL franchise team testing waters for move to Newmarket. And this team in particular, the Toronto Junior Canadiens, they play down at Scotiabank Pond, which is just south of York University. And I actually visited the Scotiabank Pond facility in 2019 when I was attending school down at Seneca at the York University campus. And it's a really nice rink. I mean, it doesn't hold a lot of fans that you would expect to in, say, Centennial Community Center in Markham or Stouffville Arena, but this is a perfect opportunity for Toronto to enhance their franchise a little bit more. When I was reading this article, there were more fans in attendance that was just family and friends of these players. Like there wasn't a whole lot of community support that was coming out to support the Junior Canadiens. There's only three other Toronto-based teams in this league. You have the Toronto St. Michael Buzzers that play down at St. Michael's College. You have the North York Rangers, and you also have the Toronto Patriots that actually play out in Etobicoke, as well as the Mississauga Chargers. So this was a team that I was actually quite surprised to see relocate out of the OJHL, but this was a perfect location to move. And you look at the last time Newmarket had a team, and it wasn't even 10 years ago. It was just back in 2019 when the Newmarket Hurricanes relocated to Milton to become the Milton Menace. Then we had the relocation of the Whitby Fury to Haliburton. Then we had the expansion of the Leamington Flyers and the Niagara Falls Canucks. And last year, just recently, we had the relocation of the Brantford 99ers to King City. And I think the reason behind the Brantford 99ers relocating to King City may have been because the Brantford community adopted the Bulldogs of the OHL, and this would have been a perfect opportunity for King to have a franchise of their own. I'm not too sure exactly how much support the Brantford 99ers were getting in their arena, but I think this was a very wise move for the OJHL because this also gives York Region a very competitive rivalry between Markham, Stouffville, Aurora, King City, and now you have Newmarket back in the OJHL, which is fantastic. Now, last year, the Newmarket Hurricanes were playing at the Ray Twinney Recreation Complex in Newmarket, and that's where they're going to continue to keep playing going into this next season, as they are expected to play starting in the 2025-26 season for the OJHL. So on Sunday, November 17th, there was a fundraising game that happened in Newmarket in support of South Lake Foundation Health, and it was between the Toronto Junior Canadiens and the Markham Royals. Now, this was a fundraising game that was happening in Newmarket, and this was an opportunity to bring hockey back to Newmarket, and it was a great success. And then just on January 26th, they did another fundraising event for South Lake Health, and this time it was versus the Aurora Tigers. And supposedly they got about 600 people of attendance wise supporting this game in Newmarket. And so you could just tell that there's an embrace for hockey back in Newmarket for the OJHL. And since the OJHL franchise left in 2019 after 31 years in the Newmarket community, they want to change that. And it hasn't even been 10 years since Newmarket left the OJHL. And so I find that this is a great opportunity to bring Newmarket back because not only are you going to have that York region rivalry again, but you're going to keep bringing more and more people into Newmarket hockey and to support to the organization and the community overall, which is a great opportunity to do so. Now, the general manager of the Toronto Junior Canadiens, Rick Verone, he did say that he has had fond memories of playing hockey with the Newmarket Hurricanes, and so he wants to bring that back to the OJHL. And this is just a great opportunity to do so because even when I've gone to Newmarket, it just doesn't seem the same without the Hurricanes there. I actually saw the Newmarket Hurricanes play their last game of the OJHL before they got moved to Milton in 2019, and it was a playoff game, and they lost that game to Markham. And ever since then, it was just like it didn't seem the same without the Newmarket Hurricanes in the OJHL. And so I'm really glad to see Newmarket back in the OJHL. It's going to be a great rivalry for York Region once again, and it's going to build the community back up. And if you're familiar with the OHL Cup, well, it actually takes place at Scotiabank Pond where the Toronto Junior Canadiens play. And so this isn't the end of Scotiabank Pond, but this is the end of the Toronto Junior Canadiens in the OJHL. Maybe we'll see the Junior Canadiens back in the near future, but with three teams representing the Toronto area of the St. Michael Buzzers, the North York Rangers, and the Toronto Patriots, I think it makes sense that you move this organization, and especially with a general manager who has had history within the Newmarket community, it only makes sense that you move this franchise to a new area and to hopefully build some support that will bring this Newmarket Hurricanes team back to life. But I wanted to make an episode based on this content specifically because I know that this news just broke and I wanted to cover it as soon as possible. So let me know your thoughts on the Newmarket Hurricanes making a return back into the OJHL. Who could we potentially see on the move next? Could we see any more additional relocations? Could we see any more additional expansions? I think we might see some more expansions into the OJHL, if I'm being honest, because with the Leamington Flyers and the Niagara Falls Canucks being added into the Western Conference and King City being added into the OJHL after being relocated from Brantford. Maybe we see some more expansions into the Eastern Conference, so it'll weigh out the amount of teams in each conference, but we're gonna have to wait and see. But thank you everyone so much for tuning into this episode. We are looking forward to having Newmarket back in the OJHL, having a great competitive series rivalry with Aurora, Markham, Stouffville, King City now, and a whole lot of other teams. So we're looking forward to that rivalry and what's to come for this newly added team into the OJHL. And congratulations, Newmarket. You have your team back in the Ontario Junior Hockey League, and we can't wait for the new upcoming season. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you again soon.